Alright, so I've decided to do a wee tutorial on using my game engine, my template anyway. So first things first, we'll copy the template level. We'll name it new level. Right, and that will bring us to an empty level with just the player in it. Well, we've got all these other things off to the side, but you kind of need them to initiate all the objects. So right, let's, first things first. Oh, whoops. Don't want to move the tiles. So what do we want to do? We're going to go tile layer. We'll go player. I want to bring the player onto the tile layer. Otherwise you can't really do much with the player while it's underneath the main layer. So we'll put him up here. Cool. Great start. Right, now what we want to do, I want to build a little level. So go along here. I'll get my stylus out. Make it a bit easier. We want grass, that's cool. Select the grass. And then we just paint what we should be able to paint. I'll just quickly build a wee level, then I'll come back. Okay, so I've done a basic wee level for the solid part of the level, so all the ground and whatnot. So now I want to add background. So we do the same thing but tile back. So tile map back is just the background. It's slightly darker than the foreground one. And tile map front is going to be things like grass, lamps, any kind of other objects that are in the world that aren't physically moving. So right, I'll come back after I've done the background and show you what it looks like. Okay, so your levels will probably look better than this, but this is just to show you the basics of how easy it is to make a Wii platform game. So now we want to change the player's settings. Well, we don't really need to, but if we wanted to, you just go in here. We don't care about the fan meat. That's just for creatures that can eat other creatures. It wants to know if your creature's edible. So we've got run, has wall jump, wall climb, has roll, roll jump, dash. They're all the different things you can do. You can enable, disable them as you wish, which can be cool. So you can make it so the player picks up little, I don't know, little gems that give them different powers. Start them off with the basics of just walking and jumping, whatever you want. So we've got the walk speed, run speed. It's pretty obvious that they do. Dash speed, so dash, I've currently got it so dash is punching. So I've got a low dash speed and the dash time is really low, so it's just a quick punch. Then you can punch creatures. It'll be easy enough for you to toggle that off. Roll jump speed, so when you roll, in the middle of the roll, if you jump, you'll use the momentum of the roll to boost yourself forward. Jump count, so that's double jump. You can have 4 jumps, 5, 6, 7, as many jumps as you want in a row. Player is running. Jump strength is 200, so that's how hard he jumps, how high he jumps. Facing right, that's just for the mirroring of the sprite. In roll, that tells us if we're in the roll or not for the jumping. Roll speed, and this is all pretty self-explanatory. I've named it pretty well. Paralyze, so I've got it so if you roll into a wall, it'll bounce you back, knock you on the ground for a couple of seconds, or maybe milliseconds, just to give it kind of a realistic knock you out kind of vibe. You can crouch as well, so you can roll under 1 block height. So as you'll see in the level, I'll play the level now. Let's see if everything works as it should. Yep. So yeah, that's the roll. There's jump and there's punch. Now you can roll under that gap. And then wall jump. It's pretty cool. And you can die from heights too, which is also a cool idea. You add some realism. Okay, now let's go back. What else do we have here? Swim speed. So the swimming's not really working yet, not properly. Still got some things to add to it, but everything that's here so far you can just easily build a game. So now, how about we add a pistol? Nah. So yeah, items are an interesting one. Where are we? How do we add? Maybe I can drag it, I don't know. Oh yeah, that worked. So add a torch there. So items have their own variables set. So you can set them to be a weapon. Melee weapon isn't active yet. Whereabouts the player is going to hold it. So I've got all the origin points of the image down the very bottom, center. So we want the player to hold it at -8 by -4. So we're in relation to where the player is standing, pretty much. Light UID, so if it's got a light relating to it, which this one does, that'll just turn the light on and off with one of the buttons. Basic self-explanatory stuff. Can shoot and bullet object. Type in the name of the object you want it to shoot out, and it will shoot it out. Pretty cool. So I've added that. Now we'll play again. Can't remember which. Oh yeah. So there we go. Now if we tap the player repeatedly, the sun will go down. The light should light things up, but I think I've got the darkness disabled. So darkness. Get rid of the tile map because that's in the way. Initially visible. Right. Now you should see the torch effect. Pretty handy, pretty cool. Okay, and another thing is creatures. Oops, what am I doing? Why did that go over there? See, I'm used to doing this on a phone, not on a tablet, so lots of things are quite different, but I figured that people watching this video are going to be related to computers more than phones with making games. So we'll go to creatures. Yeah. There we go. Add a slime. Now the creatures have basic things like damage player on touch, so that means the player is going to die if it touches it. They can be jumped on its head, so that means it's like Super Mario jumping on the mushrooms or whatnot. Alive, yeah, we want to check if it's alive or not. Facing right, the same as the player. How much health it's got. It's walk speed, run speed, floor friction and air friction, so you kind of need that, because when you're in the air, if you've got anything in the air friction, it'll kind of, you know, allow it to move around in the air. We don't want that. We want it to just act like real life physics. Well, I do. You might want to change it. It's up to you. Patrol wait time, so it'll patrol until, or go left and right until it hits a wall or until it hits a gap, and then it will stop. And then it will wait there for patrol wait time, and it will turn around and go the other direction. So eventually I'm going to have like raycasting, so it can detect when the player's there, whichever way it's facing. If it's facing the player, then it will chase the player. So it'll be handy for things like, I know, enemies with guns or enemies that can actually chase the player. Have followers, so you can have it so you can walk up to it, say hello, make it follow you. Pretty cool. It doesn't do any projectile shooting stuff yet, but that is in process. And how far away from the player it follows. Now let's play it with the slime. Yep, see? Just rolled into it and died. I don't know how I'd be able to get past that one, but I could punch it, I suppose. But you can see the AI kind of works quite basic, but works. So yeah, from there you can just clone an object or sprite, then change the settings for what you want, change its sprite. Yeah. Got your own character straight away. Same with the items, just clone the item, boom. You got your own new items, you make them do whatever you want. Bring that back out. Not overly fond of all this, so much easier on the phone for me. That's alright. So I'll show you what the sprites are like for the player. So I've got idle, walk, attack, die, dead. Oh. There we are. Yeah, all of these, pretty good, pretty basic. So yeah, hopefully that shows you how easy it'll be to make a game out of my engine. Thanks for watching.